you for joining us. This is Mature Living. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program at the El Paso Community College. We're going to start our program by telling you some information, important information about Social Security, what's new, but then also there's an enrollment period that's going on right now. And so we've invited, and in a very timely manner, he always comes and visits us, Ray Vigil, who is the Public Affairs Specialist for the Social Security Administration. Thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you, Mary, for the opportunity.
You always please us with your visit. Let's talk about what's new right now.
Well, as always, we've always highlighted the importance of individuals creating their My Social Security account, where they can actually do a lot of business with Social Security without going to the Social Security office. And we want to emphasize the importance that they need to do that. Whether you receive Social Security benefits or not, you need to set up your My Social Security account. And then, of course, we've never mentioned this in this program, but Texas is now one of the states where if you're over 18 years of age with a U.S. citizen, domestic address, state ID or driver's license, if you misplaced your Social Security card, you no longer have to go to the Social Security office. You can request a replacement card directly from the Social Security website.
Those long lines are going to disappear.
Well, eventually, but we still get an average of about 700 visitors at the Social Security office, at both of the Social Security office every day.
Wow, that's amazing.
But we're making it a little bit more convenient for individuals to do business with us electronically through the website.
Yes, and I'm glad that Texas got smart and allowed these young people to get their replacements.
Well, right now we have about 20 states nationally that we are allowing individuals to actually replace their Social Security cards electronically.
Very good.
And then, of course, the enrollment period for the Medicare prescription plans.
Is it now?
It started a week ago. It was effective October the 15th, and it's going to run through December the 7th.
Okay.
Individuals that are 65 years of age or older, they don't have a prescription plan, now is the time for them to actually sign up for Medicare Part D. The prescription program through Medicare. It's very important for them to actually recognize that they have to do it, because if they don't have a prescription program and they don't sign up at the age of 65, then for every month that surpasses their 65th birthday, there's a 1% penalty for every month that they do not sign up.
Okay, and I have a friend that's just turning 65, so I think she's 64 and a half, so she's got to get informed about this.
At least 3 months before the 65th birthday. Now, if you already have a prescription plan, whether you're working or not working, retired, and your plan has told you that you have equitable coverage means that it is as good as or better what the Medicare prescription program actually offers, then you can stay where you're at, okay? Medicare will actually allow you, in the event that in the future you actually drop or your prescription plan tells you we're going to drop the prescription program from your plan, Medicare will actually afford you a special enrollment period of 63 days for you to actually sign up for one of the prescription plans without any penalties, as long as your insurance plan can provide you with a letter that says that the reason that you did not take Medicare at the age of 65 is because you had equitable coverage. But you will have that special enrollment period of 63 days.
Very good. What about the other stuff that's on our list here?
Okay, so effective October the 15th, we started the enrollment period for Medicare prescription plan. This is where individuals can actually, if you don't have a plan, sign up for a plan right now. Okay. If you already have a plan, now your plans change every year. The cost, what the prescription covers, the providers, the pharmacies, those can actually change from year to year.
So this is the time you can switch.
This is the time that you actually evaluate your own plan. And your plan is supposed to send you a letter and a notice of changes every year to let you know whether the plan's going to change or not. This more or less allows you to determine whether you're going to stay where you're at or you need to visit one of the 23 different plans that are going to be effective 2018.
Is this for Texas, 23?
All nationally, but in the state of, in El Paso County, there's 23 different plans, okay? So you need to visit each plan, because maybe now you can actually get better coverage for less premiums, less out of pocket, less deductibles, okay? Also,
Shop
of course, don't take it for granted that where you're at, it's going to work for you next year, okay? Because the formularies on each one of the plans might change. Some might not cover the prescriptions that they were covering before, so you need to actually visit with. And also, if you're on a prescription plan and you want to switch over to another one, you can also shop around. If you're on the original Medicare program and you want to move to the Advantage plans, you can switch from the original to the Advantage or from the Advantage back to the original. Yes.
Without any penalty or
without any penalties, yeah.
And is there anything else that we need to know about coverage? What should we be? Are doctors important? Our prescriptions are important. What else do?
Well, for the prescription, okay, for the prescription plan, for those Medicare beneficiaries that are actually struggling to pay for the prescription cost and they're limited in income, limited in resources, Social Security handles a program that we call Extra Help. So based on your level of income, level of resources, if you're an individual and your income is less than $18,090, or if you're a couple and your income is less than $24,360, and you have resources, we mean a property other than your house, more than one vehicle, money's in the bank. If you're an individual and your resources are less than $13,820, or if you're a couple and your resources are less than $27,600, Social Security can actually accommodate you under a program where we can actually help you with 100% of the prescription plan costs, or as little as 25% of the prescription plan costs.
That is awesome, because many times seniors struggle.
Well, sometimes they have to give up their prescription because of the fact that they have to meet other costs.
Yeah, pay rent or the food or whatever, right?
Yeah, necessities actually keep individuals from actually buying their prescriptions. And this is one program that if you have any concerns, any doubt as to whether you want to qualify or not, can qualify or not, it's not going to hurt you to submit an application through the Social Security website.
Yes.
The only thing we're going to say, hey, we can help you with this much a percent of your assistance, or based on your income and resource levels.
Yes.
Maybe we can help you this time, but it's not going to hurt individuals to file for that.
That's so good. It's always so good to have you here and to remind us of these important dates and the deadlines. We have just about a minute left, and I wanted to mention that you are going to be a speaker at our Identity Theft Awareness program that we're co-sponsoring with AARP. And we're going to have speakers, and it's a morning actually, a half a day where they can come and bring their important papers to shred. Just to touch base, you're going to be talking about Social Security. You'll be there. People can come to the El Paso Community College on Viscount in the B building. Tell me what your topic is going to be.
We're going to be actually highlighting the importance of individuals actually protecting their personal identifying information. Information that actually includes how to protect your Social Security card, how to make sure that other people don't take advantage of your Social Security number, highlighting that My Social Security because this is one way that they can actually protect their account from individuals compromising their Social Security records. Make sure that if their records are compromised, how Social Security can actually help them.
Excellent information you're going to be sharing. And lastly, your phone number. Let's give that. We always do that.
If they want to call me personally at the Social Security office, my telephone number is 866-593-0939, and the extension is 27404.
Excellent. Ray Vigil with the Social Security Administration. He's a public affairs specialist, and he's our good friend here on Mature Living, and you can give him a call if you have more questions. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Mary.
Appreciate it.
As always.
We'll be back. Well, we want to continue our conversation. We've invited Linda Troncoso, who is the past president of the Alumni Association of El Paso High, a proud tiger. She's wearing her orange and black, I want you to know. Linda, you're just one of the cheerleaders of this beautiful school. Tell us about this program. And
well, the program was developed for the centennial. Last year, as a lot of people remember, it was the 100th anniversary of the building. The building opened September 18th, 1916. And so last year we celebrated that wonderful date. And this publication features all of the collectible pictures we have of the school.
Of El Paso High.
And we have an alumni museum, actually, in the building. And that museum features all of the pictures that are in this book.
And these are still available?
Yes, they are. And you can check us on Facebook, El Paso High Alumni Association. And we have those booklets available and for sale. But it was done as a memorabilia piece. And it's just mushroomed into a wonderful event that keeps giving. About several weeks ago, we found out that El Paso High was selected as the #1 most beautiful campus in the state of Texas.
Wow.
Now, how wonderful is that?
Yes.
And so they're going to do this across the nation, and El Paso High, right here in El Paso, will represent the state of Texas in that selection. So it's not only a celebration of the school, 100 years old, but a celebration of a building that has been a part of this community. One of the things we keep reminding people is that El Paso High isn't just a school. It's played an important part in the community for 100 years. We have a picture where Pershing is celebrating the end of the war on his horse in the stadium with all his troops.
Oh my goodness.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
And then we found out that the school served as a morgue from 1917 to 1918 when the Spanish flu came through and killed so many people. Fort Bliss was stacked, didn't have enough places for bodies. So they wrapped them, identified them, and stored them in our sub-basement for 18 months.
Amazing. I hope
Yeah,
it's not
so
haunted too.
it's a case of if El Paso needs something, El Paso High is ready to help.
There.
That's why we have the sunrise
You have
services.
great alumni.
Oh,
I understand you're having some events coming up in October.
Oh, it's
Tell me.
homecoming.
Yeah,
It's homecoming.
Homecoming, yes.
Homecoming. Well, homecoming is the weekend of the 28th, and so we'll start with Thursday night, Eve of the E. Friday is, of course, the game, the pep rally, the open house at school so we can show you the museum. We have a history presentation. Mike Montes, the president now, he has developed a presentation about 30 minutes long of all the history of all the famous people that have gone to El Paso High. And so we give that before the pep rally. And so it just makes it a whole 3-day event. But more importantly, we picked 2 outstanding X's this year.
Yes.
We've done it before.
Yes.
We've picked outstanding X's for 47 years. And of the 47 years, we've had pairs in several years. But this is exciting because both of these gentlemen are amazing. I mean, they're not outstanding X's for nothing. Let me get their names right because I don't want to mess this up.
Okay.
Narciso or George Garcia. He's a class of 43. Now, he was going to El Paso High in 43 and was drafted 2 months before graduation. They got all the PTAs together. They demanded that they give him a deferment for 2 months. So all these young men across the city that were being forced to go
World
into
War II.
Yeah, because it was right in the middle. They let them wait till they graduated.
Oh.
So they graduated 3 days after graduation, off they go.
left.
But he applied and was accepted and became he was part of a bomber group. And he petitioned, he graduated. During those months, he was part of the Air Corps Cadet School.
Oh my goodness.
He
So
became a
young.
tail gunner. Now, in the middle of the war, it's awful. But the crew of this B-25 that he flew, they were doing all these trips. Now, here's the trick. The usual lifespan of one of those is 10 bombing trips, right? He did 41.
Oh my goodness. This young man from El Paso.
Yes, and he survived.
From El Paso High.
Yes, and he came back with the GI Bill. He graduated from UTEP, went on to work for the city, went on to work for, I mean, he's just amazing.
Oh,
Just amazing.
And the other one?
The other one is Raul Ernesto or Ernie Reyes from the class of 55. He graduated from New Mexico State after El Paso High, was a mechanical engineer with a minor in electrical engineering, and he went on to work for NASA. He was part of the Apollo group, was part of all of the space shuttles. He knew all the astronauts. He became their quality control. He was, when he finally retired 30 plus years later, he was their director of quality control. He even went to Germany to work with the Russians and the Germans, representing the United States. Amazing career.
Graduate, and he'll be honored.
He will be honored as well. Reyes lives in Florida, and he will be flying back for the homecoming. And we are just thrilled to death.
What are the dates? We haven't given the dates.
October 26th is Eve of the E and the parade. October 27th is the Friday with the open house, and we'll recognize these people. But October 28th, on Saturday, we'll have a luncheon honoring these outstanding exes at State Line Restaurant.
Wonderful.
Lunch is only $25, and people can look us up on Facebook or call me for tickets. And so it's going to be a wonderful event. It's just El Paso High honoring those who deserve to be honored. And these are two wonderful men who have made, continue to make El Paso High look wonderful.
Proud.
Absolutely proud.
And we want to give your phone number before we run out of time here in this interview. So give us your phone number.
To reach me for tickets, it's 915-532-1357.
Yes.
If by chance I'm not home or my husband, thank God he answers the phone. We do have an answer.
He's trained.
Yes, thank God. We have an answer machine, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. But we have a limited amount of tickets, and so I'm hoping people will call and recognize. We've gotten one call from an old friend of Mr. Reyes.
Oh,
and she's going to be there, and he doesn't know it.
Oh, great surprises, and it's a great time for reconnecting, right?
Yes.
These seniors that have been.
That's what homecoming's about. Just like the Centennial. We had 6,000 people show up for the Centennial game that Saturday, and we filled the stadium with so many wonderful alumni.
And those of us that graduated from other high schools in El Paso always had games there at El Paso High, El Paso Tech. We had our games there at El Paso High. You hosted us.
Exactly. And it's the kind of a stadium, we have more at graduation than we only have 300 graduates at graduation, but we still have 6,000 to 8,000 people show up for graduation. We have people that show up for graduation because we graduate out of the stadium. We have more people show up just because they want to see it, how beautiful it is.
You bet.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing about El Paso High and all the wonderful activities. And thank all your alumni that work so hard to make everything so successful.
Definitely.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you
Come
for
back
inviting
again.
me.
Okay?
Always.
And we'll be back with more guests. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for staying with us for this last interview. You're going to learn a lot, and we're going to have a great event coming up in November. With losses in the billions of dollars annually, identity theft is one of the fastest growing and widest impacting crimes that Americans face. And so we're going to have an event coming up in November, on November 4th, and we've partnered with AARP, and we call it Identity Theft Awareness Shredded. And so we've got Lisa Rodriguez here, who is the Associate State Director for AARP, and you've brought a friend over here from El Paso.
I did, Mary, I did. I actually brought Jose Espinosa. Jose is a local El Paso citizen, and he is actually, we're grateful that he's a volunteer with AARP, and he's also been a member for quite some time. I know you can't tell, but he has been. And he actually is very involved in the community and has a passion. We'll let Jose tell you, but has a passion to working with seniors.
It's wonderful. And thank you for being here, by the way. It's so great to partner with AARP. The local volunteers have been very helpful, our staff. We're in the business of seniors, of serving seniors and offering services. Tell me about this shredded when you approached me first to partner with you?
Absolutely. Well, as you know, AARP is a 50-plus membership organization. We have a lot of members, which range from 50 to 100 plus.
Yes, yes.
And part of what we do at AARP is, and we hope we're doing, is really trying to make life as easy and joyful as possible for those that are 50 plus and their families. And we know that fraud is prevalent, and it's prevalent in every community, not just El Paso, but in the state of Texas and really in the country.
Yes.
And because of that, AARP really did look at Fraud Watch as a category that we really needed to focus and bring resources to.
Yes.
And so we did. We have what's called the Fraud Watch Network. And we have fraud fighters, which Jose is a fraud fighter. And what that means is that, you know, we're not going to stand for it. We are going to do everything we possibly can to help folks protect themselves.
Yes.
Particularly when you're talking about the 50 plus or the 65 plus, folks worked hard for every penny, for everything that they have.
And we're vulnerable.
Absolutely. And, you know, people say, well, you know, how? Because I know my mom is pretty careful and my dad is extremely careful. However, because there's so much going on with technology, we obviously want everybody to be involved with technology. In fact, AARP actually teaches technology classes so that folks can stay in touch. But that in itself is very dangerous. And you have a lot of scammers looking to see how they can access information because all they want is to figure out how to get an easy buck,
Yes.
how to get into your bank, how to get your investments, and so forth.
How to dig through your trash.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as you mentioned, why is AARP involved? You know, some of the tactics that we utilize to help individuals is the event that AARP and, of course, the El Paso Community College are partnering on, which is called Shred It. And we are going to invest in, for that day, we will have 2 Shred It trucks that will be here. I'll let you talk a little bit more about that, but we'll be here at your campus by the B building, and folks can come and bring in, and again, when I say folks, not businesses, because this is not for businesses, this is for consumers, this is for AARP members and beyond. So you don't have to be an AARP member, we just want you to come and we want you to dispose of your mailings, of any personal documents, yes. And they're going to be shred right in front of you.
That's great. And you know, it's going to be a Saturday, November the 4th. We haven't even mentioned it yet, from 8 to 12, over half a day. And we're also going to do the shredding, but then we're also going to have presentations in the building. But I wanted to talk to Jose about why it's important and why do you have this passion and want to help with this event?
Well, I'm very involved with seniors here in El Paso. As a matter of fact, I'm a member of the Wellington Chu Senior Center, and I visited quite a few other senior centers. And in talking to members, we as senior citizens tend to hoard a lot of our old paychecks and our pay stubs, checks.
I'm one.
And we tend to forget that the information on this, our Social Security is almost always on there.
Yes.
And of course, somebody gets a hold of our Social Security and it could be deep trouble for us. So we try to stress the importance of getting rid of this. And if you want to do it at home, which I have sat down, I have a little shredder at home. And one day I sat there for 2 or 3 hours and I didn't finish. So an event like this is very important. For one, to get rid of information that we don't. And for two, to make it easy to get rid of bundles of information, which we all have at home.
And this event is going to take place at the ASC, the Administrative Service Center, on Viscount, 9050 Viscount. And it's going to be in the morning, Saturday, November the 4th. And we'll have the shredded, the professional shredding trucks, big, large trucks, out in the parking lot, in the B building parking lot. And what they're going to do, we have volunteers, AARP volunteers, and students from the college. You can drive up, we'll unload your box or your big black trash bag full of documents, and they can either wait to see that they're I don't know what the process is going to be, they're going to get a ticket or what, but then in the building, we're going to have refreshments for people. So I hope people really come to help us make this a success. And if we do, maybe we'll do it again.
Absolutely. It's extremely important. I think it's a great community service.
Yes.
And again, fraud it's no joke. It exists. And they absolutely target our membership, but they actually target everyone. So you might, not be 50 and be thinking, well, I got all these documents. Come out.
Yes.
Come out and shred your documents. Again, this is for consumers. This is not for businesses or small businesses. But if you're a consumer and you have several boxes, please bring them. We're not necessarily going to say you can't, you only need to bring one box or one bag. No, we want you to dispose of your stuff, and we will dispose of it properly.
I haven't mentioned to the community that Lisa is not from El Paso. She's visiting here from San Antonio.
Correct.
That's your base. And I understand you're going to bring your husband, which is fantastic. We need all the arms and strength that we can use. But we're going to be doing a little welcoming in the foyer, in the B building foyer. And Ray Vigil, who is with the Social Security Office, he's going to be a speaker. And if you want to mention a few others, we've got Grace Ortiz from Adult Protective Services. She's going to talk about also scams on the elderly. And then we have Jessica Clute. Do you want to mention that?
Right. So she's an attorney with Townsend Alala and Associates, and she will be providing ways to improve your credit score. Which is always very, it's a great thing, no matter what age you are, to always have, the highest score you possibly can. So I think that's going to be pretty vital information.
Seniors are very responsible payers. They're
Absolutely.
very responsible.
We also have Adam Golulula, I hope I didn't mess up his name there, from GECU Credit Union.
Yes.
And he's going to be talking about beware of bank scams in particularly. So he'll have that expertise about what kind of scams are being processed or there in the financial world.
And then Tencha Grijalva from the recycling program from the city of El Paso, she's going to talk about Recycle Right. In El Paso, what to throw in the blue can, what not to throw, away. And so I just wanted to mention, Jose Espinosa, not only do you have a title of AARP volunteer, but what other title does he have?
Well, I don't know that I would call it a title, but I am president of Chapter 74, which is in Northeast El Paso.
Okay.
And we have our meetings where we do discuss these things. Of course, our purpose is to disseminate information to the public about what could of interest to them.
Okay.
And scams are one big thing, because as seniors, sometimes we get targeted more often than the other segments of the population, because we're seniors, because we tend to be a little bit weary of technology today. Yes. So we do talk about that.
Well, do you want to give a phone number where they can call you if they want to join AARP? Might as well.
Absolutely. My phone number is 915-252-9700. And though my chapter itself meets in the Northeast El Paso, we do have chapters throughout the city. Okay.
And Lisa, thank you for coming to El Paso. We'll see you in November, by the way.
Absolutely. We're excited.
Yes, okay, thank you so much. And we're just about out of time, and then we'll see you all next week.